Hello again. Welcome back to Ron's 5-Minute Podcast. I'm Ron Allman, Professor of Journalism and Media at Indiana University Southeast. And in my last podcast, I mentioned that anyone can be a journalist. And that's true. I truly believe that, especially in our day when it takes only a couple of minutes to set up a social media account, to set up a website, to create a blog, and share information with anyone in the world that has internet access, which is both a blessing and a curse. The blessing is, anyone can provide information to anyone else. The bad part, of course, is that information may not necessarily be reliable, truthful, or even of this world. I mean, I've seen people create complete, total fabrications of everything and present that to the world as truth, as news. So, I try to teach my students the idea of verification, that whenever someone tells you something, you check it out. You don't just take anything at face value. If you do that, it'll bite you eventually. And of course, John Stuart Mills had the self-writing principle. I know, got heady really fast. I'm a professor after all. But the idea is the free marketplace of ideas. And that is, if you have a truly free marketplace, a place where you can, submit information, and, every piece of information is weighted equally, eventually the truth will rise to the top. People will find out when the information is not valid, and the people themselves will say, no, this isn't correct, this isn't right, and ignore it or move on from it. And the information that is truthful and verified and true, it'll rise to the top and be the narrative. It'll be the story that is told. The free marketplace of ideas is a good concept, but we do not have that free marketplace. Before the internet and the World Wide Web, we really didn't have equal access to the media. I mean, the people with money had the access, so they got to decide what was true, what was not true. And, sometimes, like with Hearst and Pulitzer, they made it up. And, those lies became the truth. Today, with the internet and the World Wide Web, there's no one policing except for ourselves. So we as consumers have to decide, what we want to consume. Do we want to consume the truth, or do we want to consume the lies? And it turns out that there are some people out there that will consume the lies. And now with certain people taking over certain social media outlets, what is allowed and what isn't allowed, what is censored and what is not censored, depends on the whims of small corporations, big corporations, small people, big people, and could end up creating problems as far as discerning what the truth is. And the best we can do as media consumers is verify for ourselves. We can't always, be able to talk to the people who created the news, created the quote, created the story, but we can always, use other sources. If there's only one source of the story and you're not sure about that source, treat it with a grain of salt, But if it's a big boy, say Associated Press, and they say, yes, this is what happened, this is the truth, still verify it. Check out what the other media outlets are saying too. So it'll be our job in our day and age to decide what is truth, so the truth can rise to the top.